Hello again. Well, as I've called this in the written part, a crossroads, and I believe it can be. This may be your end game. It may be like, why is he teaching this? I find that commercial work um, opens a lot of doors for me. It pays. You don't have to wait for the jury to like your pictures and then for someone to buy one of your pictures to put on the wall and get you some money. This starts right out. Generally, there's some agreement with some sort of benefit to you for the benefit you provide to your clients. I had a lot of grief over this in my more formal education. A number of my art student colleagues, classmates, along with a fair amount of the faculty, would say that this was a sellout. I believe them, so I didn't do anything like that. Meanwhile, worked in a bike shop. Um, Grad school, a different kettle of fish, but still uh, a lot of discussion about what it is to use photographs for a specific purpose. My colleagues, some of them wanted to promote a social agenda, justice, and I believed in their causes. But I told them, I don't make photographs for promoting a single issue. I make photographs to better the plight of human beings. I make photographs, hopefully, like I said this in the written part, like Beethoven made music. There's something that adds to the humanity in a broader sense than simply saying, let's be fair to X, Y, or Z. Not that, again, not that these are unworthy causes. These are often passionate causes for my own self, usually are. But um, I thought that it diminished the purposes of what we're there for to do. Anyway, get out of school, don't find the teaching position that I thought was on, waiting for me, and ended up working in a bike shop. But I had a friend who worked in high tech as an art director, didn't like his photographer, and said, "Why don't you be our photographer?" And I said, "What?" And then had to learn a lot of stuff on the job, but found out that I was okay at doing this, and it paid pretty nicely, and I enjoyed the work, and it was a challenge. Creative problem solving. That's pretty much what commercial work is. Art, you don't necessarily know where you're going to end up. Vague notions, ideas, concepts, half baked, see where it leads you. Often discovering as you go what your path is, where your path lies, and perhaps even a little hint of where the end is going to be. With commercial work, generally, you know pretty much what you want to end up with. A, photographing shoes for the client. How do you know it's a good photograph? Sells the shoes. Doesn't sell shoes? Bad photograph. Pretty much the same with everything. Now, photographing the VP of the tech company, a little bit more difficult, but you know what you want. You want this person to look approachable, intelligent, trustworthy. You know all these things. Now, it may be hard to bring this out of that person, but we've already done some portraits. And anyway, wedding. Sit down and talk to the couple. What do they want? What do they find important? How would they like to show this? More spontaneous, more sort of candid, or more formal? Work these things out. Your best tool, and I've said this before too, is your ears. Listen to what your client wants. You're going to have to visualize the pictures because they're not photographers. They don't know. They can't even describe the pictures they want in terms that will mean anything to you. So listen, see what they want as photographic images, and maybe a little bit of feedback. Talk with them, suggest ideas, maybe suggest that their ideas, maybe we can modify it a little bit. Be clear, and then set out to achieve that end. The end is pretty much known at the beginning. This is the biggest single difference. Now, creative problem solving, very much like what you do as an artist. So don't worry about being creative, not being creative when you're doing commercial work. Creativity is a huge part of it. So be prepared to take chances, solve problems to get to that known end result. My good friend Maynard, who was working for one of the first bike clients that I had, he was a writer, creative writer, and he started writing ads and selling ads. And he said, "Let me show you a good ad." He said, "Ready?" That, he said, was the good ad. It stopped me. I may have read the hook line. I may have read a little bit of copy, probably not too much, but I got the message. Boom. It doesn't take long. You don't have long. You've got to get that message across clearly, quickly, and succinctly. Sorry, I don't have much space here for my magazine. So clarity is a part of this. Weddings, a little bit different. Let me tell you, you will never have the opportunity to photograph people in the same way, particularly strangers, as you will when you're photographing an event like a wedding, quinceañera, bat mitzvah. You're the outsider, but you're given permission to intrude. And I'll use that, not quite the right term. Let's say if you were doing this on BART, it would be an intrusion. If you're doing this at someone's celebration, it's called your job. I photographed the groom and his father on the steps of the church. I just came around the corner and there they were hugging, and they were both crying tears of joy and just such. And I went, left quietly. Oh, you just can't do that. Anyway, I consider that a huge privilege. Put the item in the customer's hands. If you're photographing a glass of cold drink, make it look inviting. Make it look like I could reach out and pick up that thing and enjoy a satisfying slurp. Show the label. That may seem like, oh, really? Yeah, show the label. A lot of times students don't get that. If you're doing a photograph of a can of soda, maybe a glass beside with ice and I don't know, make sure that whoever's holding that can of soda as they pour it into the glass with ice is not covering up the logo. Now, these are simple things, but this is stuff you got to watch out for, and this is stuff that is not natural to the experience of pouring a soda into a glass. Style. Light the heck out of things. Now, I know this is not a studio lighting class, but watch your lighting like you did with the still life. Play with it. Move around it. See what happens when you move the light to the back or to the side or to the front. How does it take to show that dewy little drops of water on the glass or can or bottle? There's all kinds of tricks I'm not going to go into. But when I worked at Macy's as an assistant for $8 an hour, best education I could have had as far as that goes. Excellent. 5 different photographers, absolutely different approaches. Some of them just moved everything at once. Some of them moved everything very, very methodically, one at a time. Some of them were much more instructive. Some of them didn't even want to share their secret, but you learned anyway. Anyway, play with things, look at them differently, recognize what it is that makes you like this, and see if you can't capture that. Again, if you're photographing a cause, for a cause, ride your bike to work, Black Lives Matter, you name it, make it my cause too. How? Well, this is a common humanity here. You are all people. We do recognize each other, even though we may look or speak or act, or some of us don't have hair on the top of our head, We all are human beings, and we recognize that in each other. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get people to see that. That's part of your job. How am I like this group who wants my assistance, my support, my money, me to come and march with them? Tricky, but not something you weren't, I think, born with. I'm a human being. Those people are human beings. You may need to show me how they're human beings, how much fun they're having, how they love each other, how passionate they are for what they're out there advocating for. Show it. Show me why riding my bicycle to work might be saving the planet. A little abstract, not hard. Okay, show me how I might be saving the planet and having a good time and feeling healthier and enjoying the outdoors and loving my bicycle, and maybe with my friends we're riding our bikes together to work. Make it look like something inviting and important. And you can do, we all know these. We all know this. This is not strange. It's just you got to photograph it. Regrettably, uh, this is the magazine we have at our house. The New Yorker is the only one we've got, and it's this. They don't advertise that much anymore. So I've taken some ads from the New Yorker and a few other places and put them on the post uh, with a little commenting. Go find some advertising. I was going to go buy a magazine at the drugstore, but I just, I'd rather do this. Find something that you know appeals to you. Most of our advertising is now online. Most of our advertising is so ubiquitous, so everywhere that we can't even recognize that we're being sold something. It's so everywhere. And we learn kind of to ignore it. So find something that catches your attention. Reverse engineer, say, why? Why do I like this? Why has it caught my eye? Why has it caught my interest? And kind of analyze in a technical way what that photograph did to make you look at it, to make you want to know more, to make you want to take that thing home, make you want to join that group, that cause, and put your effort in the right place. Figure it out. There's methods to this stuff. In fact, advertising has gone a little bit, if you ask me, too far that direction. Yeah, Mad Men, if you want to watch something from the 60s about advertising. I think that they invented advertising as we know it today. Anyway, I am done here. I appreciate your time and interest. I hope this thing loads, and I look forward to seeing what you could do. Thanks. Bye.